Hi, Sandite friends. Mr. Smith, Sandite mentor here. This week, last week, probably some of next week, we're looking at finding least common multiples, and in different ways. We're going to be working with fractions. We may have to identify the next three. Let's say they give us two numbers. We have to identify the next three. I just want to play with that for just a little bit. It's throwing us off. Let's try this. If we have 7 and if we have 14, and we have to find the next three common multiples of 7 and 14. Ask yourself this first. Is there any relationship in what's given, 7 and 14? And in this case, you would say yes, because 7 will go into 14. Okay, so 14 being your first common multiple. What I'd like for you to do is to try this. So if you have 14, what I'd like for you to do is to double that. 14 times 2, or 14 plus 14, would be 28. That would be your next common multiple. And then from that point on, what I'd like for you to do is just to add 14 to the 28. And you may have to go to scratch paper and go 28 plus 14, 8 plus 4, 12, carry 2, 3, 4. So that'd be 42. So I have what's asked of me. I've got 3 common multiples here. Let's say that they ask for 4 if they want a fourth one. Well, just add 14 to the 42. If they want 5, whatever you get there, just add 14 to that one, and just keep on going in that direction, and I think you'll do real well. Let's take let me find another set of numbers. These two numbers don't have any relationship with each other. 3 won't go into 4, okay? So if you're asked to find the least common multiple of these two numbers, just multiply them together. 3 times 4 is 12, okay? And let's say that the directions say, well, give me the first 3 common multiples of 3 and 4. Okay, not a problem. Double the first one. 12 times 2, or 12 plus 12, would be 24. And then just start adding 12s to whatever you get. 12 plus 24 would be 36. Okay, let's say the directions say they want 4. Just add 12 to this 36. And you'll get 48. And these are all going to be multiples of the least common multiple of 3 and 4. Okay? So let's say they want us to find the least common multiple of 3 different numbers. Okay? So let's say that they give us 2, 8, and 12. Okay? Do some research on my channel and find where I do the ladder method, maybe referred to as an upside down birthday cake, whatever creative name that a teacher has given this, but upside down ladder method or whatever. Okay, so I'm 2, 8, 12. I find the smallest prime number that will go in, hopefully all 3 numbers. I'm going to use 2. 2 will go into 2 1 time. 2 will go into 8 4 times. 2 will go into 12 6 times. Okay? This 4 and 6, I can still put 2 into it. So if 2 won't go into the number, what I want you to do is just drop the number. 2 will go into 4 2 times. 2 will go into 6 3 times. Okay? So I'm to a point now that there's not a number that's going to go into these evenly. So I need to come up with the least common multiple. Okay? And the way we're going to do that is just take these numbers on the outside all the way around, and we're going to multiply them together. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay? So if I'm given the original 2, 8, and 12, and they want the next 3 common multiples, well, the first one's going to be your 24. What's the rule? Double it. 24 times 2, or 24 plus 24, would be 48. And then just start adding 24 to whatever you get. So if we were to add 24 to the 48, remember, I'm a big fan of scratch paper. Go to your scratch paper, figure it out. But I think once it's done, you'll find that's going to be 72. If the direction said find the next 4, well, just add the 24 to the 72, and that'll give you the 4 that you need. Okay? Now, let's do 7 times 9. Well, not 7 times 9, but 7 and 9. We want the least common multiple. LCM might be written on your paper. Find the LCM. If there's not a relationship, if this 7 won't go into the 9, or if it doesn't have any relationship whatsoever, just multiply the 2 together. So the least common multiple between 7 and 9, it's going to give you an LCM of 63. You're going to find this is going to be important whenever we go to working with fractions, especially if we're given 4 sets of fractions and we're going to put them in order from least to greatest. You're going to find figuring out the LCM and knowing how to do the LCM to be important. Okay, let me find one more example that people have been having trouble with. Okay, so here we go. So I'm given 3 numbers: 2, 3, and 13. They want the least common multiple. Or maybe the way to think about it is skip counting these numbers, and then the first time all 3 of these numbers hit at the same place, that's going to be the least common multiple. Okay? So I asked myself, is there any relationship between any of these 3 numbers? And there's not. If there's not, just multiply them together. 13 times 3, go to your scratch paper. 13 times 3, you're going to find is 39. And then 39 times 2, 9 times 2 is 18, carry your 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 would be 78. For the LCM of that, or the least common multiple, is going to be 78. Okay? So this is just playing around with ways of finding the least common multiple. And this part here, I think, at least in what I have found, has been the easiest way of doing it. I hope this has helped. If I can help you with anything else, send me an email or a question or whatever. Follow the channel, like it, study, and get to know, get real familiar with the multiplication facts. That's going to help a great deal. And that's all for now. I'll see you at school.